college. Students, most of them wouldn't graduate and then they knew it. You know the weed slang, homeboy, I spit it fluent. I like to talk with my entourage from Newark. Yo, Red Man, shout out to Red still out here. Reggie Noble, salute. Backspin coming. Backspin's coming. Can't wait. Can't wait. Action Pack Wednesday here in the Midwest. If you're just joining us for the first time at App Stupid, welcome. We talk some NFL where Brandon Ayuk is now forcing the 49ers to trade him. They were trying to trade him all along. We were right. We called it. We read the tea leaves. So we took our victory lap and we feasted on the tears of dumbass sports fans. And then we pivoted. We talked some college football and how Sharon Moore, the Van Jones of college football, is out here crying and trying to defend a man who isn't trying to defend him. And now him and this coach of the past are considered repeat offenders. Again, do what you will with that. That's a parter. So that's part one. We're going to drop part two. But in between then, we're going to pivot to the association and talk some Laker basketball. JJ Reddick, he's got a full coaching staff of who's who. And as always, is this it? Is this it? I'm not going to go ahead and, again, these are sports takes, and they're fair legitimate questions. This is out of CBS Sports, and Jack Maloney, the Los Angeles Lakers, officially announced their full coaching staff for the 2024-2025 season on Monday. As the head coach, JJ Reddick will be joined by 6 assistants. I honestly don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now, that's me, okay? Because he got hired in late June, but he couldn't get anybody to take that job until late July. This is the first full week in August, and now he's just now getting a full staff. Could that be troubling? And the reason I said it could be troubling because you have your 2 oldest superstars, which is LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They're over there in the Olympics. The G League had just wrapped up, so now you got to go ahead and make a decision about the G League guys that you got down there, who you're going to call up. You got to develop Bronny, and now you got to put your stamp on this LA Laker team, whether it be offense or defense, because you all don't have an identity. So the opening day is October the 22nd. You have 30 days to training camp. Do you see why I said that this is problematic and this is troubling? Or could this be one of the better coaching trees that is flying under the radar? We'll get into that and more when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Yes, Burger King. BK, have it your way because you rule. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Burger King. Burger King, because you rule. So when we last left off, we were talking about the guys who signed on to be with JJ and the boys this year. We've got Nate McMillan, Scott Brooks, Bob Byer, Greg St. Dean, Lindsey Harding, and Bo Lavasque. Again, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. I don't know, but we can all get into their qualifications, and let's look at Nate McMillan. Now, over the last 2 decades, he's been in coaching, and he's taken 4 different franchises, and his most recently, was the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks from 2021 to 2023. Now, he was Reddick's first hire. That's good to point out that, but are you sold on Nate McMillan as a Laker fan? As a Laker faithful and Laker Nation, are you really sold on Nate McMillan? Because this is why they point to him on the Atlanta situation. He got hired in the middle of the season. It was in January. And after the All-Star break, Atlanta caught fire. They ran all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. I said on many occasions that Nate McMillan was the coach of the year that year. because that same Atlanta team was so bad the head coach got fired in January. Then he turns around and takes that same team all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. That is impressive. But they gave it to Tom Thibodeau. And I was like, anytime New York is relevant on anything, somehow the NBA finds a way to give New York some sort of award, or they give them some sort of playing time, or New York stinks. The Knicks have always sucked. I'm not a Knicks fan. I've never rooted for them. I've always been annoyed by New York and just how they have this arrogance that who they were is still somehow that should mean something. Anyway, then there's Scott Brooks. He's in the NBA. He's a lifer. He brought a vast amount of knowledge and experience to the table. He had to be in his best run with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, that was from 2008 to 2015. Yes, he was with the Oklahoma City Thunder. However, he wasn't a part of the Shea Gilgeous that era. He wasn't a part of that. So is he good at really getting the best out of guys that are on the team? He could be. I don't know. I'm not sold on it. You don't have to sell me. I'm not a Laker fan. This is for the Lakers. And I'm just asking questions. Do you feel comfortable with Scott Brooks? What about Bob Byer? Now, he got his start as a coach at the collegiate level back in 1983. That was before J.J. Reddick was born. That was before J.J. Reddick was even born. And though he has never been a head coach in the NBA, he's been an assistant in the league for over 2 decades. So at some point, Bob had to coach against Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks. Not only from a coaching aspect, but he also had to do that from a coach to a player aspect. Because when he was coaching, those guys were actively playing. Are you sold on that, Laker fan? You got a grizzled vet. He's on the staff. He's older than any of those guys. I don't know. Then there's Greg. Now, Greg, he won the bubble championship in 2020 with the Lakers. St. Jean was a player development coach under Frank Vogel, and now he's back alongside Reddick. Does that give you any comfort? Because a lot of people in basketball world, they discount and discredit that bubble championship. They don't even really acknowledge that at all. At all. How about Coach Lindsey Harding? Him and Reddick both starred at Duke in the mid-2000s, and now they'll reunite on the Lakers. Sweet. After a long WNBA career, Harding has worked her way up the coaching ranks and was named G League Coach of the Year last season. How about that? How about now? Because I'm up right now, and you suck right now. Oh, you thought you had it all figured out back then, but how about now? I don't know. I like that Drake song. I still like Drake. But yeah, I don't know what you do with that. You know, is that a signal? Is that virtue signaling? You know, I'm not sitting here saying just because she's a woman and she's put on the coaching staff, you know, he did that, you know, to kind of bolster whatever goodwill or whatever. I mean, he's looking at basketball minds, but you know, whether more people qualified to take that job, I don't know. Laker fan, let me know what you think. Not saying that she couldn't do it, so don't go down that road or don't go down that avenue. But with so many people refusing to do it, she stepped up. Credit to her. Then there's Bo Lavasque. Following a short-lived overseas career, Lavasque entered the coaching world as the most recent player development coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. What year? He's going to have to go ahead and put something on that. At what year was he the player development for the Clippers? Because you can tell me Paul George is skilled, Till I'm dead in my tracks. You can tell me that Kawhi Leonard is skilled. Till I'm dead in my tracks. You can even look at me and let's say James Harden is very skilled. But they ain't won shit. They're not the champ of nothing. Put some years on that. And Reddick has noted that he wants player development to be the key focus of his tenure, and Lavasque will be at the center of that mission. Are you buying it, Laker fan? I mean, is this really the best coaching tree in the Western Conference nobody is talking about? Or is this just patchwork? You're just patching it up to get through the year. Because it's still a lot of wait and see. And it's a process. It's going to be a gelling process. Because when things go bad, JJ is going to have to stand out there. He's going to have to own it. He's going to have to raise his hand. He's just going to have to go ahead and fall apart out there. And credit to Mike Krzyzewski. How many Duke guys does he have floating around in the Trajan Langdon? He's got Grant Hill, obviously. Quinn Snyder is out there. Danny Ferry is still alive and well somewhere doing something. I'm just like, all of these guys are Duke guys. And even Coach K was out there in Cali lobbying for JJ Reddick to get a job. So yeah, it worked. Credit to him. But is this enough? Because these guys have to report to El Segundo at the UCLA Training Center in minicamp in 5 weeks. Opening day is October the 22nd. Your most valuable pieces are still playing in the Olympics. What workouts have you gave the younger guys who are still there? And I'll even include Austin Reeves in that younger bunch. Are you trying to develop Bronny right now as you speak? What's going on right now in Laker country? All of these are legitimate questions. There are questions about the basketball team. There are questions about the coaching staff. They're not personal digs. We have no gripe with anything that you all have put out there. But we're saying give us more, because there are a lot more questions than there are answers. And there's not a lot of time to go ahead and get cohesive, gel together, and put up a product that people feel confident in. Laker people, let me know what you want. Laker people, do you want accountability? Do you want somebody to step up and say, hey, look, get it together or get gone? Or is this just more of the same? Is this just more of the same lame? We're going to do what we're going to do, and the fans are going to have to love it. We're still cooking. I'll be back.